Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting out war against the grey. Today's video we're going to talk getting started with Warhammer 40,000, and today we're taking a look at the Tyranids and in particular the Hive Fleet Gorgon subfaction of the army. In this video we're going to go through, talk a little bit about what makes this particular subfaction Hive Fleet special for the Tyranids. We'll then take a look at a couple of units we recommend to get started with for your Tyranid collection. We'll then look at a couple of other units we recommend to expand upon with the Hive Fleet Gorgon before finally finishing off the video with a little sample 750 point army list for you to use as some inspiration for starting your own Hive Fleet Gorgon army for the Tyranids in Warhammer 40k. And so, the Hive Fleet adaptation we get for Gorgon is called Adaptive Toxins. Each time an attack is made by a model with this adaptation against a unit excluding vehicle or titanic units, an unmodified wound roll of a 4+ is always successful. This is just pretty cool. This means that, high velocity shot weapons are definitely going to be in. We're going to get a lot more out of them, the same with models that have a lot of attacks. Now the adaptive is also really cool as it allows us each time we are selected to shoot or fight, we can reroll a single wound roll for the unit's attacks. Furthermore, we don't roll a 4+ on one of the shots trying to get a 4+ on it. So some nice basic sort of rules that really do give us an idea of what we're sort of looking for in, high velocity of attacks, be that in melee or shooting. And so, to get started with for the army, the Hive Tyrant I think is a perfect place to start. For me, he just does so much for a Tyranid army. First of all, he's got a couple of different ranged weapon options, which are going to be really interesting. The Venom Cannon is nice at strength 9, -3 AP, damage 4, and the Stranglethorn Cannon is nice as well with a heavy D3+3, strength 8, -2 AP, damage 2 blast weapon there. Now, he can take the Toxin Sacks, which will give him the unmodified hit rolls of a 6 automatically wound as well, which can be really cool, doubling down on that. But he can also take Adrenal Glands for +1 move and +1 strength. You can also choose the Flying Hive Tyrant as well, which is pretty much the same, except it flies. Now, the Will of the Hive Mind ability allows you to, in your command phase, put a unit next to him in synaptic link range to get reroll hit rolls of 1, and the Psychic Barrier will give him a 4+ invuln, and he also does some mortal wounds when it dies. Now, speaking of troops choices to look at, for me, Termagants are a great one in this particular subfaction. Now, like I said, they auto-wound on 4+, so this is really cool. When you take into account, we can take Termagant Devourers in this unit, which will be Assault 2 weapons. For me, this is the weapon I like to take, or indeed Spine Fist with that Pistol 2 weapon as well. You can choose to spend more points on the Termagant Devourer to keep your 8-inch range, but we'll go to Assault 2, Strength 3, we'll lose the AP, and of course is not Strength 5, it's Strength 3 instead of that Flesh Borer, but still damage 1. The Spine Fists are a shorter range, they won't cost any extra points, but a Pistol 2, Strength 3, AP 0, damage 1. They can be used in melee to shoot as well, which is nice for the Spine Fists. You can take Adrenal Glands for the extra strength and movement, or Toxin Sacks for the auto wounds on hit rolls of a 6 as well with the units. Looking at where to go next, and Tyranid Warriors are another one of the troops choices I really like for this particular subfaction. They can take a variety of different weapons. Devourers are really cool. Assault 5, Strength 4, no AP, damage 1, and an 18-inch range is really cool. They can also take Death Spitters for Assault 3, -2 AP, damage 1, which is nice, and Spine Fists as well on them. They've got a couple of different options for their heavy weapons, which can be the Barbed Strangler at Assault D6, Strength 6, -1 AP, damage 1 blast, or a Venom Cannon at Assault D3, Strength 8, -3 AP, damage 2 blast as well. For me, in this particular subfaction, I really like the Rending Claws. I don't think we need the +2 strength with the Bone Swords in here, but we are going to get the -4 AP damage 1 from those Rending Claws. I think this is a really solid option in the particular subfaction. They can take Adrenal Glands, Toxin Sacks, they can also take Flesh Hooks as well, where when they make a normal move advance or fall back, they don't count vertical distance. Now, you can also, out of this kit, build the Tyranid Prime as well, which is a HQ option, can take his own heavy weapon. His big thing is he's got the ability Alpha Warrior, we can select a Hive Fleet Core unit to get reroll wound rolls of 1. So you can combine this with the Hive Tyrant to get reroll hit rolls of 1 and reroll wound rolls of 1. Really good with this particular subfaction. Now, looking into our elite choices we have for the army, and for me, Pyrovores are really fun to play with in this particular subfaction. Especially with the Pyro Gout, the 18-inch Assault 2d6 weapon that automatically hits the target, Strength 4, -1 AP, Damage 1. This would be really cool to get a ton of auto wounds on the unit here, with your Pyrovores working really well with that Tyranid Prime as well, because they are a core unit. Now, the last unit I like to have a look at, which is an interesting one, I think there definitely is a place for Ripper Swarms in the Hive Gorgon army. Especially with their Spine Maws, which for 10 points extra on top of the unit, you get a Pistol 4, Strength 2, no AP, Damage 1. It can be pretty cool for an extra little bit of chaff clearing and targeting, you know, the last remnants of a couple of units. It can be a useful little unit to have on the table for your Hive Gorgon force. Now, looking into the army we've got here for our sample army, 750 points. We're playing in Warzone Nephilim, chapter approved. We've gone for the standard adaptive and Hive Gorgon as our Hive Fleet, as you would expect in this sort of video. Now, we're taking a Relic and a Warlord trait in our Patrol Detachment, where our Warlord is also. So we're refunding those CP, but then spending both two again for those two different stratagems. Now, what we've gone for in this subfaction, first of all, we've got our Tyranid Prime with Adrenal Glands, 2 Raining Claws, and a Venom Cannon. We then have a Winged Hive Tyrant with Heavy Venom Cannon. He's got the Catalyst and Paroxysm. This will stop opponents being able to use their Overwatch, or potentially giving some of our units a 5-up Feel No Pain. He's then got his Relic, the Hypermorphic Biology as well, where he adds 1 to his toughness, and if he has a wounding bracket chart, he'll count as having twice the number of wounds for the purposes of that chart. Stratagem Warlord trait means he's going to take the Warlord trait Lethal Miasma, where he does some mortal wounds to enemy units if he's in melee around them. Now, troops-wise, 2 units of 10 Termagants with Termagant Devourers, and then a unit of Tyranid Warriors with 2 of them with Devourers and Raining Claws, and 1 with Raining Claws and a Venom Cannon. We then have 3 Pyrovores as elite, and a 3 squad of Ripper Swarms with Spine Maws in there, rounding out as a fast attack slot. We've got 36 power level, if that's how you like to play your game, 750 points and 1 CP left over with the rest of the force. If you've got some ideas on how to play a Gorgon army, let us know down in the comments below what you would do, or what your favourite sort of high velocity attack or shot units are, could make a great use in Hive Gorgon with. Well, that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And also drop us a comment down below letting us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you'd like to go and chat more with me and other members of our community here at Sinful Gaming, you can do so on our Discord server, which is linked down in the video's description. If you'd like to help support the channel more, you can do so either by Patreon or YouTube members, or going to our Teespring store, all of which are linked down in the video's description as well. As a special thank you to our patrons and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So, a special Patreon shout out to Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lyle, Our Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cader, Derek, Bloobs, Benjamin Suarez, and Red Martin. And as thank you to our YouTube members as well, Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny 84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink, Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, and Davis Wire. Special thanks also to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see on the channel, like you can see pictured here on this slide. Thank you once again for watching, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.